Emerson Mnangagwa's headache with the ZIG pushes him to want to arrest business people that are shunning the dead currency. You see, family, there is one thing that continues to disturb us in Zimbabwe when we look at the way that Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF handle economic issues. The way that they handle economic issues, they want to personalize and make this more of a war. It's a political war instead of allowing things to happen economically. If they would allow the principles of economy in whatever they are doing in terms of running the economy, things will just fall into place. But Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF have politicized the economy to the point that they even want to hire Varakash to speak on behalf of the ZIG, to support the ZIG. The ZANU-PF youths are going to defend the ZIG. We have seen such kind of headlines. And you'd ask yourself and say, how do you defend a currency? How do you defend a currency that is supposed to just flow for it on its own in the market without any interference, without anyone having to do anything? You simply have to put staggers in the economy of activities that are supposed to be done and activities that are not supposed to be done, as according to the book, and everything else will fall into place. But when things start to go south, Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF become vindictive. They want to fight against the people. They want to fight against Zimbabweans. They fight against producers. They fight against the people that are bringing goods from outside the country. They fight against the citizens of Zimbabwe. They fight against literally everyone. And one would want to ask and say, what do we achieve at the end of the day when we want to always run things in an haphazard, political, wrong manner? And then when things are not moving, you turn against the citizens, arrest citizens, butcher citizens, kill and shoot citizens. How is that going to solve the problem at hand? That is our main question. The problem at hand does not need someone to be vindictive. It does not need someone to just bring in unnecessary war, like what we always see with Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF. And it is very sad. And that's a thing that we have seen why our economy or the economics of the country can never work. Because these people, instead of practicing pure economics, they are practicing political economics. I don't know whether there is anything like that. So you can see what is happening here. Deputy Minister of Finance, Kudam Mnangagwa, has announced that law enforcement agents will undertake a covert operation to identify businesses that are rejecting the new Zimbabwean currency ZIG in favor of the US dollar. This move comes as part of the efforts to bolster confidence in the ZIG, which was introduced in April 2024 as a gold-backed currency aimed to stabilize the economy and reduce reliance on foreign currencies like the US dollar. The operation reflects the government's strategy to enforce the use of ZIG. This initiative is part of a broader measures, including arrests and fines to enforce the acceptance of ZIG, highlighting the government's dual approach of persuasion and compulsion to establish the new currency credibility. So where is persuasion and compulsion here? If they are threatening people with arrest, you see, you can't force these things. You can't force. And the problem that we continue to see is Mnangagwa is always handing over money to people like at the rallies and whatever. We've never seen him giving people ZIG. He gives people US dollars. He will be having hundreds of US dollars in his pocket that he gives out to the people. The very same government is the government that has rejected this ZIG. They don't want to accept responsibility. They don't want to accept responsibility. Every time you would find that they will always want to find a scapegoat, somebody else to blame. That is the problem. You can't be pointing fingers and blaming everyone at every point. These guys are just doing baboon economics, but they expect positive results. It doesn't work. And they don't even want to listen to the citizens of Zimbabwe. I don't know whoever told them that citizens of Zimbabwe are dunderheads and they are the most clever or the most intelligent. Citizens of Zimbabwe, there are many citizens of Zimbabwe that are very educated. Why not listen to what citizens are saying? Some of the advices that come from citizens are we're really going to be helping out the situation that ZANU-PF finds itself in. But well, they listen to nobody. No matter when they get into hellfire, they continue to walk into the fire. And that is a very sad scenario that we continue to see. You can't support any currency using guns, using courts, arrests, police. No, there's no money that has to be policed. No money that has to have police backing it up. The money will just simply gain value on its own. It will just work in the economy on its own. You don't need to do anything about it. You don't need to sloganeer. You don't need to toy for the money. You don't need to propagandize things so as to have an outcome that is positive in terms of the use of the ZIG. So this government is out of touch with the reality. It's not in agreement with the people. And the people are doing their own stuff, their own thing, while the government does its own things, also going in a different direction altogether. There's no understanding, there's no unity, there's no oneness. There's no, purpose of the sense of purpose is not there anymore in Zimbabwe. And that is why ZANU-PF will always fail in whatever that they do. They will always fail. And at the end of the day, they are going to collapse. Mnangagwa, where he is heading to, is heading towards collapse. He's heading towards a shipwreck. And that shipwreck is going to destroy everything. And all that is what we are praying for. That let the will of the Lord happen in this season. We want to see the Lord winning. We want to see the plans of God coming to pass. We want to see families getting united once again, economy beginning to work. And all these things are achievable as long as we have the new leaders. A hashtag new leaders in Zimbabwe. We need new leaders who will change the currency, who will change the economics, who will change the policies of ZANU-PF and begin to embrace the people. And with the support of the people, any government, no matter how less effective it could be, as long as it has the support of the people, that government will prosper. It will rise. That is what it is. ZANU-PF cannot do it again. They will never be able to repent. So totally new people to come in. That is the scenario. So as for the ZIG, Zimbabwean people have just dumped that ZIG. If they don't want the US dollar to be accepted in the shops, why not get rid of it? And we see whether that ZIG is going to last a day. They want to force people, citizens and business people, to take the ZIG while they and their families, they don't even touch it. They don't even know how it looks like. That is the irony that we continue to see in our country. That is the witchcraft that we continue to see in Zimbabwe. And yet, at the end, is the masses that continue to suffer. Family, this is what it is. Very sad development happening in the country. But as well, we continue to pray and believe God for change. And freedom is coming. Change is coming. God is in it.